Hello, my beautiful souls and my beautiful unicorns. My name is Sorimal. Welcome to my beautiful channel on expanded consciousness, tapping into your inner power, your mastery, so that you can tap into all states of consciousness, quantum leap into your highest timeline, and most importantly, bring union within yourself and union outside in the dynamic of soulmate connections. So, if you're here today, I want to talk to you about the divine feminine and masculine polarities and the healing that we're both being asked to go through right now in our ascension. Now, this is a personalized ascension, meaning that the divine feminine, the divine masculine right now are in their own journeys. They are being asked to heal within themselves deep, deep inner wounds that are blocking the union in the 3D reality. So if you haven't heard about divine feminine and masculine energies, go back a few, I made a few videos about it, but I've been in this journey for the last 5 to 6 years. I have connected to my twin flame, and I want to let you know that there's multiple soulmates, right? And so I have connected to my twin flame. I send you so much love if you're watching this. We did not come into full union, or should I say, we didn't stay in union in the 3D. But that connection, when it came together, it definitely activated a spiritual awakening within me that took me a year, if not almost 2 years, to really embody and integrate and come out as a new version of myself. That's really what the twin flame journey is about. It is connections where we meet our other half in flesh, and it catapults us into a heart opening, a heart awakening. And it's not a heart awakening for the other person, it is a heart awakening for ourselves and our connection to self and God. And then when we have that union, then we can call in either a twin flame or soulmates, or therefore higher level soulmates. Since then, I have had many soulmates in between that have been beautiful journeys, beautiful connections, not all romantic. But in this era of my life, for the last 2 years, I have been really just focusing on myself, creating my foundation, healing, and calling in my higher level soulmate. Now, what is a higher level soulmate? Well, as a channeler, as an intuitive, as a psychic medium, when I channel source, higher vibrational energies, my soul, I get the understanding that a higher level soulmate is, again, very similar to a twin flame. It is still from the same ray of light that was split right before both incarnated into this planet. But with twin flames, there's more karma attached to that. There is more tumultuous energies that need to be worked through before that relationship could come into full alignment. So it's a little bit more rocky. The higher level soulmate is an energy that is a little bit more balanced. It is more softer. It is not as toxic. It is more incoherence, is what I'm hearing. And so I have been calling in that energy within myself and then within the 3D world, right? And still in the process of cultivating those unions, and I have met my person, but we're still in this journey of creating space within ourselves, creating space and healing old relationship patterns, which brings me to this video because I've had lots of clients call in, I've had lots of customers and readings in regards to the divine feminine and masculine polarities, the healing, and how do we become or come into union. And so as I was channeling the last couple months, especially this summer, I've noticed that the divine feminine is, I hate to say it, but we are ahead in our healing journey. We have come to a place where we're stabilizing more, and we are actually finally cutting off ties of people pleasing, overextending. We are currently in this process of looking at self-worth, self-doubt, old limiting beliefs and patterns and programs that are hindering or keeping us from accepting and opening up to this true, beautiful love that is coming in. Now, earlier this year, around February, I channeled that the divine feminine and masculine energies, those that feel in their heart that are called to this journey, and you'll know because it's an innate feeling in your heart from your soul that you're being asked to have that as a mission in this lifetime, right? We have our personal mission, but we also have a mission in union. And so if that speaks to you, if that seed, seed is planted in your heart, then this is for you. And this year I was told by my guides that we were going to start connecting to soulmates and twin flames and higher level soulmates soon, because the planet in its own ascension and the rest of the world's awakening, these people that are called to divine union, when they come together, they're going to create a new vibrational frequency that is higher than ever witnessed or felt before on this planet. And so therefore that vibration is going to help others that awaken, and it's going to help the planet ascend in consciousness. So this is why we're doing so much work when it comes to relations, opening the heart and really self-worth, because we have to have an open heart. We have to know our worth, because if you are doubting yourself, or you don't if you don't have a connection to your self-worth, then you're basically telling the universe, God, I am not worthy of receiving this divine union, this beautiful energy. I am not worthy of receiving it. I'm not worthy of receiving love. So before union can come into place in the 3D, both parties have to be in calibration or at a vibration where they are opening their heart to receive each other, and they're opening themselves up to know that they are worthy, that they were chosen by God, by your own soul, to take part of this divine union in the 3D world. And that is, I don't want to say heavy, but I hear it is a gift, but it is a what's the word, Spirit? A devotional mission is what I hear on this planet, because it takes a lot of work consistent work, to be able to get into an alignment with this energy, okay? So let's talk about the divine feminine and divine masculine. Now, both of these energies are within us. So whether you're a male or a female watching this video, I want you to know that just embody both sides of this, of these energies and this energy report, so that you can cultivate union within yourself. When we have union within ourselves, then it starts to be magnetized in the 3D. So a lot of people this year met their divine counterpart. However, separation occurred after. And why does that happen? That happens because both parties needed to meet, needed to connect to activate these awakening energies within each other. And then once that's activated, the separation is needed so both parties can go work on all that stuff that was activated, all the inner child wounds, all the past wounds. Then when those things are worked out within the selves separately, then you can come into a higher vibrational union connection to do the rest of the work. So if you are avoiding in this period of looking at your ego, looking at your shadow, looking at your beliefs when it comes to relationships with source, God, yourself, this is the time, because if you're avoiding that, you're just pushing out that you already crave and that you're calling in. So today, this is the time for you to start working on all these aspects of self, so that you can have this deep awakening and you can transcend, what was that about? Transcend all that doesn't work for you, so that you can fully create a vessel that is ready for more light, that is ready for more connection, and is ready to have his heart or her heart truly activated to receive this beautiful divine love in flesh. So again, thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please go below or click the like button. Make sure to comment if you want more divine union videos, so that I can tune into that and create more videos, because it's about riding the waves of the energy. Every week I've been tapping into different energies that are helping us individually expand in our consciousness as humans and heal. Then we have other energies that are supporting us in this divine union. And so today I want to talk about the divine feminine. So if you are a divine feminine, or you at least are working on your divine feminine within you. You could be a man, but you're working on your divine feminine within you. This is a time that we are having to trust our intuition. Right now, everything outside of us seems a little bit chaotic. We're not really sure what's happening. We feel things, but it's not showing up in the 3D. We feel like we're going crazy. So what does that mean? It's just asking us to really tune into our energy, to our intuition, and to be able to trust the self before we can see it manifest outside of us. This is needed because if we don't trust our intuition, it's really hard not to be activated in this divine union counterpart relationship. And if you're activated and you're in the ego, you're going to project out to the other person, versus if you're trusting your intuition and you're triggered, you know that, okay, this is here for me. How can I transcend, alchemize this trigger instead of projecting it out? So you're basically looking at yourself and doing the inner work over and over and over, because you trust your intuition and what your intuition is telling you. You're not trusting the ego telling you you're not enough, or they're not enough, or whatever your ego is wanting to tell you, right? The fear, there's a lot of fear collectively right now. So the divine feminine is being asked to know the self-worth, to really embody self-worth. Not only know, we're past knowing. It's about embodiment, integrating. It's really feeling it with every cell of your body. And as you wake up every day, knowing that you are worthy. And worthy of connecting to yourself, worthy of connecting to God, the source within you, and worthy to have a mission of divine counterpart here in this 3D reality, which is the most beautiful love that you can feel and experience, because it's just pure divine. I mean, I've had connections with my twin flame 4 years ago. The most beautiful love. We decided to split and go on our own ways, but it definitely is activating, and I believe that my heart opened up more in that healing process, and the evolution of my own awareness, consciousness, and spiritual journey evolved so much faster. And so this version of me today is calling in my higher level soulmate, which is just someone that, or a union that it is beyond the toxic patterns and karmic connections or karmic contracts that the twin flame union had to go through to heal. So the higher level soulmate is just a little bit easier of a relationship. It's more expansive. It is more, what I hear, it is easier. And so in the beginning, there's always work to be done. So one of the things that I heard earlier this year was, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it already because I'm channeling, so I'm just trying to read everything that's coming through, which is a lot. So if I'm jumping to places, it's because I'm just spitting out everything that I hear. But in this dynamic, this year, if you have not met your person, or if you feel deeply that you will meet your person this year, know that there is a chance of unions coming into place, you guys connecting, but then separation, so you could go on your separate ways to heal the wounds that you guys have from childhood, and the feelings of unworthiness and the fears related to love. And those are being asked when we're separated to go deeper, because you're not dependent on the other person to emotionally fulfill you or validate you. If you stay in union, which some people can because they have the strength, and depending on where each person is in their journey, you can certainly heal together, but there is just trigger after trigger after trigger that can interfere with the relationship and connection. So usually two people meet in the 3D world, which I've seen a lot happen in this lifetime. I personally connected to my higher level soulmate, and we went into separation, and we're both in separation, still healing. And I've seen that through my clients and through other sessions with clients, and in the groups that I have, that a lot of divine feminines and masculines came into contact, triggered and awakening each other, but had to come into separation. And so this summer has been all about healing thyself in separation. And the divine feminine is being asked to really set boundaries. Set boundaries for herself. We're not here to set boundaries and start labeling and putting boundaries to everyone outside of us. The boundaries are, what are our boundaries? That way we don't step outside of that. So where are we overgiving that we're no longer stepping out of that, right? We're no longer overgiving anymore. So if you set boundaries for yourself and you adhere to those, then anything that is not for you will leave, and anything that's for you will be magnetized towards you. So the divine feminine, we are ahead as far as vibrational frequency, awareness, not according, but in relation to the divine masculine, because we started our journey, I want to say first is what I hear, but that's not the word. We most of us started our journey and first. And so we have been working on this for a while now. And the divine masculines just this year, as far as the majority of it, the collective divine masculine is awakening to this truth this year. So we are almost magnetizing the divine masculines all over the world and we're calling them forward. Hey, meet us at this vibration, meet us at this frequency, meet us at this timeline, because we are no longer lowering our standards or lowering our boundaries or accepting less than anymore. And that is the embodiment of the divine feminine. It is rising to her power, sitting on her throne and not moving, because she's not here to chase, she's here to attract. So if you are in chaser dynamic, or if you are pulling and you are in lack mentality, you are actually just pushing away the masculine. We actually have to do the work, whatever is being triggered within us. And I'm noticing through the patterns and through what I'm seeing with clients is that there was a trigger of self-worth and abandonment and rejection from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. So the divine feminine is healing rejection wounds, abandonment wounds, father wounds, self-worth wounds, and fear of love, of being hurt. And so these all need to be harmonized within self first, so that the divine masculine can also heal that within himself. When we stand strong in our throne, not our thorn, that can be a thorn though. I'm sure we've felt several. I felt several thorns in this process. Has not been easy whatsoever. But I want to say that in the embodiment of the queen energy, in the embodiment of it's already mine, I have no doubt that it is already mine. If you start to embody certainty, right? Yes, right now, the 3D world looks like this. But if you tune into your heart and your intuition, you deeply know that there's going to be alignment, and that there is. And you could tune into that timeline. When I tune into my future timeline, which I feel timelines are collapsing so fast that any alignments can happen from one day to another. Whereas 20 years ago, it would take years. Now it could take a day, hours. It just is a matter of a vibrational frequency. So when I tune into that timeline where I'm in union with my person, I could sense it, I could feel it, I could see visuals, I could have premonitions. So all I'm doing now, because I know that is true and I'm tuning into that timeline, all I'm doing in this timeline is working on myself and the fears that are coming up when it comes to love, and just monitoring my ego and my subconscious programming. But then once I see that, the other side of it is practicing certainty. It is being in the energy of what? He's already mine. He's already here. He's actually on his way. He's getting groceries. He's cooking dinner for me. He's about to call me. And really embodying that vibration of certainty, right? It is also tuning in and using the laws of the law of assumption, is assuming that it is the desire in your heart, it is because it's meant to be yours. But if you desire it in your heart and then out here you're like, well, it's not happening, he's with someone else, or he's not ready, or he's this, and you're constantly bringing in negative polarity to what is, right? Then what you're doing is you're just manifesting more of that. And so to recap, the divine feminine, we're meant to lean into our intuition more now than ever. We're meant to raise our self-worth, embody our self-worth, set boundaries, no longer people pleasing or overgiving, and facing the fears when it comes to love. Now, when that is happening and you're certain and you're actually working on your own foundation, your own business, you bring back all of your energy to yourself and your container, you're going to see that you can collapse the timeline faster than ever. And not only that, when we are solid and we're doing our work and we're center and balance, that energy is being radiated to the divine masculine, which needs that energy now for him and his awakening. And what that's doing is it's actually sending that energy out to them. And it helps them become more aware. It helps them see the things that they weren't able to see before, and it helps them in their journey. So the divine masculine, right? So I'm also working on the divine masculine within my body, within my soul. So the divine masculine energies, there is deep-seated fear of not being able to take charge or lead. There's deep fear of not being enough or unworthy. There's deep fear of opening their heart because they were raised in a childhood that what I'm seeing is that most people in this dynamic didn't have loving parents. They didn't have emotionally available parents. And so there's a lack of what does healthy love look like? And so there is a lot of armor around the divine masculine and his heart, a lot of confusion. The divine masculine's also working on the energy of lust. They have to work through the energy of lust to transcend that, because lust is a very low vibrational energy. It keeps people stuck in lust and desire, which is ego and lower vibrational energies, which is the opposite of divine union and God source energy. So the divine masculine is having to look at, where am I lusty? Where am I looking for outside validation, even if it's on a conscious level? Where am I working out and posting just to get other people's attention and comments and likes? So all this is being asked to put on the table and to really start looking at, where am I outsourcing my power and where can I let and transcend all of that, let it go, and start giving that to myself, which the divine feminine has done this. We've done this last year. We've alchemized that. And if you haven't, you definitely want to do that, because that is the biggest block when it comes to union. It is not knowing that you are seeking outside validation. You see, because when union comes together, if there's any polarity unbalanced, if any person, male or female, is looking to the others to fulfill their emotions or their validation or feel good, that brings the relationship in out of harmony, out of polarity, and it causes chaos and it could cause breakup. So it is really important that we really work on our inner shit. And that we come to a place where we are no longer seeking validation or projecting onto the other, but that we can see that the triggers that we see outside of ourselves, even if it's the other person, is only a reflection of what's already within us. So I love to use this analogy. If someone triggers you, right, a lot of people like to project, well, that person did this and this and that. But if you could just take a moment and look at things from a higher perspective, you will grow at a soul level very fast if you do this. So if somebody touches your arm, somebody touches my arm right now, will it hurt? No, does not hurt at all. But if there's an old wound here and somebody touches my arm, will it hurt? Yes. So the idea is that anything outside of you that hurts, that is triggered, you wouldn't be triggered if you didn't have that wound. So yes, someone did something. We're not going to excuse that, right? Or excuse them. But the first thing you should do is go inside and work on that wound. Where was the first time that little girl, little boy inside felt that? And what is that? Is it abandonment? Is it rejection? Is it feelings of not enough? And then go to that version of you and attend to that little boy or little girl. And continue to do that until that version of you feels safe and you act as your own mother and father, until you can not be triggered anymore. And you know you will heal it. You know if you've healed it if something happens and it doesn't take you out of your center, right? If you swing too much to the being happy, or you swing too much to being really sad, you are not in alignment, you're not in your center. So we want to live a life that we're basically living off the center. Anything that happens outside of us will not make drastic changes in the pendulum. So we won't be, our emotional world won't be swinging like we are used to, right? And so emotional mastery is that. It is coming to a place within and knowing that, okay, I am fully in my power. I don't seek any outside of validation. I actually give it to myself. So I'm coming in as a whole, as a person that I am not here to take anything from you. I'm actually here to give you in a relationship, right? And that's when two people can come into a relationship, and you don't have to be healed, because we're never going to be healed, right? Until we die. But we can respond differently. So when we come into a dynamic where we're self-aware of our triggers, and we take full radical responsibility over them. And we both come into a relationship, a dynamic that says, I am here for this, and I want to give this. Not what can you do for me, or this person can do this for me. That is not a healthy dynamic. It is how and what can I give in this dynamic, in this sacred union. And that's where we get to come into more of a balanced relationship. And so Spirit wants to remind you that if you are on this journey and it feels chaotic, don't lose faith. You are worthy of having this beautiful mission, and it will come true. It will manifest. But we're just in a cleaning era, is what I hear. I see a broom being swept. And a lot of this is deep, deep inner wounds and subconscious patterns that we're moving through right now. But rest be assured, in the next 2 weeks, there is going to be lots of changes, lots of, because we're in eclipse season. So from one day to another, anything could change. So it's about where your mindset is. Pay attention. Are you in victim mindset? Are you sad? Are you projecting? Remember, depression is only a state of energy. Depression and fear does not come from God. So if you are depressed or you are in fear, just stop and say, is this coming from God? No. Okay, where is this coming from? Oh, this is coming from an old pattern, an old energy that's in my field that I'm connecting to. That's not the case. This is not who I am now. So I'm going to actually say, this is not who I am. But I will look at it. But I'm not going to say I'm depressed. I'm going to say I'm experiencing some depression. But do not say I am. I am statements are huge when it comes to reprogramming your field, reprogramming your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy. Do not claim anything that is not of a positive polarity, because you're just re-manifesting that into your lifetime. So when I get depressed, I just look at it as an old version of me that's wanting my attention, and I just go attend to her. I nurture her. I love her. I give her what she needs, and it usually goes away. But if I stay in the depression as I am depressed, this is me, poor me, life is happening to me, all these things, then I am going to just cultivate and manifest more of that. So I hope this spoke to you. I will do another video in a couple days, more grounded into the divine union and what to do in the next coming weeks. But for now, if this spoke to you, please comment below, send me a message. And if you want a personal reading, a channeled message, or coaching on how to become your own channeler and psychic, reach out to me on my website, soulmates.com. Follow me on Instagram at intuitivesorimar, and go visit my academy at consciousevolutionacademy.com. I'll send you much love. Ciao.